You're listening to After the Review.
After the review.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is After Review. I'm your host, Peter. Joining me this week is Matt. Hey, Matt.
What's up, Pete? What's going on, man?
Dude, we got a championship weekend coming up. We got a Final Four set. I'm excited. We're about to have a Super Bowl. Look at us. Who would have thought? Who would have thought we would have been here?
Who would have thought, man? You know, and I don't think you could have drawn it up any better, huh? For at least TV networks, right?
Oh, it's beautiful. We have the future and the past, the present, past. It's kind of past at this point.
Oh yeah, time's coming.
AFC, NFC games, excellent matchups. Let's roll with the first game, NFC Championship game in Lambeau Field. Tampa Tom, my Super Bowl pick. We're still alive, baby. We're still alive. At the Packers. I guess we could touch on the Packer game first. They kind of dismantled that Rams number one Rams defense real quick.
Yeah, they did. Jared Goff looked a little uncomfortable. I know he had pretty good completion percentage, but it wasn't coming together for him for sure.
I thought he played well enough. I wouldn't have put that on Goff. That defense got absolutely torched by Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Donald was clearly not 100%. I think they said he played a third of the snaps, so that's not going to get it done. Jalen Ramsey, though, was not locked down against Davante Adams in Green Bay. I know he was so pissed on that touchdown Davante Adams caught because he was thinking they were going to have a trade-off. They kind of sent Davante Adams in motion, and they got all sorts of, confused and caught up. But, yeah, everyone's favorite Packers looking good. But, I mean, they were up a good amount in this game, and LA cut it to 7 with the ball, and they just couldn't get anything going there. Do you think Green Bay maybe a little sham of a victory here? I don't know.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Aaron Donald not playing, everyone, he's just a defensive tackle. No, I mean he's arguably the best defensive lineman of all time.
He's got an argument, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I think that definitely hurt them defensively. Also, Jared Goff, he's 21 for 27, 174 yards, 1 touchdown. You got to assume that thumb was bothering him as well.
Yeah, he had one thumb, essentially. Not on his throwing hand.
Yeah, and then
Cam Akers was a beast, though. Cam Akers did keep them in that game because they pounded the rock with him.
Yeah, he's really come on towards the end of the season, it felt like. He was kind of in the first, half of the season. He's a rookie, right?
Yeah, he's a rookie, so maybe it took him a little bit to get into the swing of things. I mean, he definitely looked fresh, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely he did. But, yeah, overall good game. I think Aaron Rodgers had a pretty, Aaron Rodgers-type game. He's playing lights out this season. It'll be interesting to see. They'll go against Tampa Bay, fully healthy team. So I'm looking forward to the NFC Championship for sure.
Oh, baby. And let's go into this last game of the weekend in the Voodoo Dome, and you hate to see it. Drew Brees' last game of his career, and he laid a freaking dud. Oh, wait. They're overrated as usual? Who would have guessed? Oh, wait, not me. Of course I did. The Saints are so one-dimensional. I've only been banging on the table for weeks, months now, how the Saints offense is a sham. And Tampa Bay's defense, I was a little worried about Tampa. They've gotten blown out twice. How are they going to look? They started a little slow, gave up a couple huge punt returns, and one got called back. It was a touchdown, got called back on a block in the back. The other one set up a field goal. But they kind of took the first wave from the Saints, and that defense absolutely shut down Brees and that offense. 3 picks for Brees, including his last pick to pretty much seal it. He's done. I'm a happy man. God, I know people are I'm gonna get so much shit for this because I hate Drew Brees. He's a sham quarterback. But yeah, 3 picks. Devin White. Oh my God, Devin White for Tampa Bay. What a huge ad for them, especially because he was hurt in the Washington game, and he was back this week, and he was everywhere.
Yeah, no, he was for sure. The thing that's crazy about Devontae White, obviously he's an animal, great rookie player. Rookie or second year?
He's a rookie, I believe. No, two.
Yeah, I think
Second
so,
year,
too.
second year. Yeah, last year he was a rookie. He's 22. There you go.
Yeah, so the crazy thing too is Levante David's on that team as well.
Mm-hmm.
That team is just stacked on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if we've talked about this. Levante David, I think he's in the top 25 in NFL history in tackles for loss. A lot of people don't know that, but he has never been voted into an All-Pro or a Pro Bowl team. So that's a fun fact.
That's weird. That is a great fact. And then they're good on the D-line. You got a lot of old guys. So you got Crabhan, Jason Pierre-Paul, Ndamukong Suh, who's playing like really good again. Kind of managed to behave himself enough.
Yeah, no, it's crazy that I think Tampa Bay is just coming on at a really good time in the playoffs, and Tom Brady's always gonna be ready. He's gonna be ready going into Lambeau, and I'm sure he's praying for it to snow too, because that's what he thrives in.
I don't know. He is playing with a bunch of boys from Tampa. He said his blood thinned out a bit, but their running game's coming on really strong. Fournette and Ronald Jones they had 30 carries between them. Each had 62 yards. So they're getting enough, and then Brady makes big time throws. And I thought Brady was being a little aggressive in that game. There was a couple of times he could have checked down and probably picked up a first down, but he kind of went for it, and he didn't hit on any of them. God, Chris Godwin dropped that touch. Do you see that drop touchdown? Chris Godwin almost.
Yes.
That's one of the best balls I've ever seen thrown. That was an absolute dime from Tom Brady.
Absolutely. I was watching that at my mom and dad's house, and I was looking at my dad. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then he dropped it.
Oh, and it was so close too. I saw when they reviewed it, I was like, I could see them giving this to him almost, because he got 2 feet down, he kind of turned on his back, and then he just kind of lost.
That was on. And that was on the C.J. Gardner Johnson, right? That's who that was on.
Yes, get punched in the face guy.
Yeah, Mike Evans and Marshawn
Lattimore have the lockdowns. Yeah. Again, Mike Evans only had one catch, but it was for the touchdown.
Yeah, so 1 catch, 3 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, pretty short game.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah, Tampa Bay is definitely coming on strong. They kind of found their passing game. I like what they do, especially with Tom Brady, and he trusts his boys. I mean, Tyler Johnson had 1 catch, and it was probably the biggest catch in the game when it was I think they were down 7 or it was tied, and he had like a 3rd and 15 catch. It was a huge play in the game. I remember that. Scotty Miller had a nice big catch. Cameron Brate led the team in receiving. It's just like, I thought Chris Godwin played bad. Gronk didn't do much. Mike Evans didn't do anything, and they still won the game by 10. You kind of have to be worried about this offense now. If your studs are not doing anything, what's going to happen?
You're still winning by 10. Yep.
AB's banged up a little bit, so hopefully he gets healthy. The secondary, the young kids in the secondary are playing good. Antoine Winfield Jr., God, I love. Man just makes plays. Makes plays, nose for the ball, and he won my heart because he tweeted out, he goes, I made grown men cry today, and I don't feel any bad. That was for my pops in 2009. We never forget. And I was like, oh, my heart. He did it for his daddy after the Vikes got screwed in New Orleans in 2009. Yeah. He's like, yes. I was like, oh my God, that was so good shit. So I'm loving it. Tampa Bay, all right. Who do you like in this game?
Tampa or the Packers?
Yeah, who you like? Who you like out of the NFC?
Man,
I know, putting you on the spot.
My heart tells me Tampa Bay. I think. I think Tom Brady just has it in him. I think he's got a point to prove. I think this is a screw you season.
Well, he's already
do it without.
He's already won that divorce, right? They couldn't make the playoffs; they were terrible, and he's got the Bucks in the NFC Championship game.
For sure. I think it's just like, he just wants to prove that. Yes, he has proven it already, but this would be a nail in the coffin. Like, yes, he is undoubtedly the GOAT.
He still plays with like a monster chip on his shoulder, which is amazing. Like he has, I get Aaron Rodgers because he only has the 1 Super Bowl and 1 Super Bowl appearance. He has, not lived up. Tom Brady's got 6 freaking Super Bowls, 8 appearances, and he still plays like, I was 199. You guys don't think I'm good. Oh, it's Belichick. It's this. It's that. No, it's me, boys. It's me. And you love it, and especially in a close game. Well, you're going to have 2 teams. I laughed. I did see, it's like, what are the refs going to do? Are we going to help Tom Brady, or are we going to help the Packers? Because it's like,
Yep.
I was like, oh, too true. Probably help the Pack in Lambeau, because that's how it always works. But both Tampa Bay oozes confidence, I feel like. Just they believe in Tom. No matter what the situation is, like, all right, Tom's going to get it done. We're going to make the plays. And it seems to be that way. I mean, because New Orleans they were up 7 in the third quarter, and it was like, uh-oh, or is this going to get out of hand? They had the huge trick play with Jameis, which was, good for Jameis. Throwing a tug on his old team. But they came through, so that really shines. I got to go with Tampa, right? I hate the Packers, and I got to stick with my pick. They've been riding strong.
Yeah. I
can't quit on them now. I'd love to see it. All right, let's go to the AFC matchups. We've got a couple of young studs. Saturday night, we had Lamar and Josh Allen, which was probably everyone's looking the most forward to, I would say. That or New Orleans. Maybe Tampa, New Orleans, but Baltimore, Buffalo was the hotness right there. Both those teams were smoking hot. 6 and 7 game win streaks coming into Buffalo. And we got us a defensive slugfest. I thought we were going to get us a show, right? I thought we were going to put up like 35, 40 points between the two of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I thought that as well. Let me go back and look at that.
I know it was 3-3 at half.
17-3. Yeah, 17-3. So I kind of caught the tail end of this game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was watching. I know Lamar threw that pick 6.
Oh,
what happened to him?
So,
by the way?
How did he get hurt?
Yeah.
So
I was watching it, and then
he's just
Saturday
out.
night game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just I'll break this game down for you. It was a really good game. The wind was terrible, which they kind of said. Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals. The Bills missed a field goal early. So kind of all over the place. Missed another one late. So a lot of stuff you don't say. It was 3-3 at half. Really good game. Kind of just grinding it out. Buffalo gets the ball, comes down right out of the half and scores a touchdown. So you're like, okay, 10-3, here come the Bills. Baltimore comes all the way back down, throws the 100-yard pick 6, which is was the absolute backbreaker. Then the Baltimore center, he had some couple of suspect snaps earlier in the game, and he just whipped it over Lamar's head. Lamar ran back into the end zone trying to save it, threw the ball away at the 2, and he just smacked his head on the back of his head, rebounded off the turf, and it was night.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
yeah, no, that's brutal.
That was pretty much game over at that point at 17-3. No Lamar, got Huntley in the game. Yeah, it wasn't gonna really happen for them whatsoever. Yeah. So it was a shame it ended that way. It kind of felt like Buffalo deserved it. The pick 6 was the play of the game. Lamar I don't think he ever saw him, but he stared down his receiver, and they were lurking. And it's sad. Playoff Lamar.
Yeah, it's sad to say, like the guy a lot, but, I know everyone kind of thought he, got rid of that kind of, he sucks in the playoffs last week.
Yeah,
but,
with the win.
This week. Yeah, you can't, score 3 points in a playoff game. Like, that's not acceptable for, a former MVP and a team like that who's, not mega stacked or anything, but has really good players. So, yeah, I don't know, man. He puts up such good numbers in the season that went 11-5, but can't get it done in the playoffs. It doesn't matter.
I know, exactly. And I think they said he averages 30 points a game in the regular season, and he averages 13 in the playoffs.
Yeah, like it's literally, they just kind of let him do whatever in the regular season. Then they get film on him, like, well, all we have to do is let him not run.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let him run up the middle, because that was his one big run of the game too. I shit you not, it was the exact same play against Tennessee. They were in man coverage, and Buffalo inside stunned, and they both D tackles got washed down, and so there was a big ass lane up the middle, and he just took off. Again, though, credit to Buffalo's defense. They shut down their run game because they got gashed by Indianapolis. And I kind of said, Baltimore's got a different kind of run style. Indy is just like line the hogs up and we're going to push down your throat with, Quentin Nelson and the boys. Right. And then Baltimore's kind of this movement, zone block, trap game, trying to catch seams and stuff like that. And Buffalo did a great job. 4.2 yards a carry for both running backs and then 3.8 for Lamar. That's a pretty damn good job shutting down the run game of the Ravens, which is good on them. Josh Allen wasn't great. Good enough, though. You get the job done, right?
Done.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs was the issue. As I said, 8 catches, a $106 and a tug. I knew they couldn't cover him. Again, I keep saying this, maybe the best trade in NFL history. Both teams really, really won out with Minnesota and Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. I was having that talk with some, Bishop and John, Jamal.
JJ?
And, Yo, JJ. And I was talking about, Justin Jefferson, rookie of the year contender. Obviously, Justin Herbert won it, but Stephon didn't want to be there, got him out of there. Then he ended up, replacing him with a guy who tied. Was it yards or touchdowns for a rookie?
He broke the yards record. 1,400 yards exactly.
Record. Yeah, and so it worked out great for both teams for sure. Stephon Diggs, what was that kind of? I guess you would obviously say that was the piece they needed.
Clearly, it's amazing how much better Josh Allen looks when a number one receiver can get a little bit of separation from people. And Diggs played with his chip on his shoulder. He had his highest receiving yards, led the league in receiving. It's helped out John Brown. It's helped out Cole Beasley. And, they're just getting better matchups for because Diggs can draw the attention and win those, jump ball one-on-one situations. And their defense is getting hot. So, the Bills were the team I was riding at the playoff start if I had to switch my pick. I loved what the Bills did. Everyone kind of questioning them. That was a big hurdle. But now they gotta go beat the big boys, right, on Sunday. They gotta go take down the champs in Kansas City. Valiant effort by the Cleveland Browns. I mean, Casey is, I understand why Terrell gets so frustrated watching this team, because they just let everybody hang around. They do not put anybody away, and it's so strange.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me either. I'd watched that entire game, and Patrick Mahomes got hurt, whatever. But if you're that good of a team, you need to start putting people away, right? So
they're so bad in the red zone. I don't get it.
Yeah, and they have all those weapons. I don't know if Andy Reid's trying to be too cute, if it's execution, or I can't quite tell what is causing all this. So they won 22-17. They were winning 19-3 at halftime.
And Baker threw Baker threw the pick inside their own 20.
And at the beginning of the third, right, with 14:40 left or something like that.
Yeah, right to start the half, it was on third down, and Baker tried to scramble out and make a play, and he threw a terrible pick to Honey Badger. They had first and goal at the 20, and then they missed a field goal. And it was like, oh my God. I saw them miss that kick. I'm like, this is how you lose. This is how you lose games in the NFL. You've been kicking field goals left and right. At the end of in the second quarter, they had 2 goal line stuff. They didn't score in the red zone twice. It was just like, what are you doing? Butker can't kick extra points. I did laugh because Terrell tried to get on my ass on Saturday when I said Butker was shit. And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, Butker missed so many extra points this year. I'm like, he was my fantasy kicker. He was like, nah, man. And we looked it up. I'm like, he had 6 missed extra points. What do you mean? He didn't miss a lot of extra points. He was 88%. I'm like, that's not good enough. The league average is 93. And so I'm like, yeah, he was great from field goals, but he can't kick extra points, which is kind of funny. And then they let him hang around. Of course, Mahomes gets hurt. What did you think of the hit?
Man, I think we always kind of, when you see an instant replay that's in slow motion, it always makes it look a lot worse than it was, right?
Yeah.
Now, Mac Wilson does have a history of dirty hitting people, as we can recall what he did to Speedy Noyle, if you remember that, when he was a freshman. That was happening when he was a freshman at Alabama. Do you remember that?
What was it?
The kickoff. Where, it destroyed his helmet.
Oh.
Speedy Noyle's helmet on kickoff. It was targeting, they didn't call it.
Oh. Who would have guessed in college? Jeez. But
yeah.
I don't think the hit was that bad.
No, me either.
But
it just looked a lot worse in slow motion.
But
it was the very end, right?
I will say, he put him in an RKO chokehold at the end there, was snapping his neck, and so you saw him get up and stumble. Jay Glazer reported today that he did not have a concussion at all, but they wouldn't let him back on the field because it looked bad. They said he had a pinched nerve, and he just got knocked out. He lost the blood flow to his head and was like, sleeper hold, I'm out. And he was waking up and wasn't quite sure where he was when he stood up. And so it's one of those, but bad optics. Again, but then Cleveland fans will say the hit to the head as he was diving into the end zone in the second quarter that they didn't call on Dirty Dan, which is kind of funny since he's known for those bad hits, Daniel Sorensen. Higgins was stretching for the goal line. Worst rule in football, right? Fumble out of
Oh my gosh. Me and John were having it out with Bishop about the rule. He's like, well, why does the offense deserve to have the ball back? I said, why does the defense deserve the ball?
Yeah. Is the end zone the end zone is this magical place? Because anywhere else on the field, you get the ball where it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it's the dumbest rule in football. And they're like, well, and I guess Bishop's argument, which sure is like, well, don't fumble the ball. It's like, well, duh, but like,
Well, that's rule one: don't reach for the pylon. But somebody says like that's like the most exciting play in sports when a guy dives for the pylon. You don't want to take that play out of the game. And so, you got an idea to fix this?
Yeah.
You got an idea to fix this?
I guess you make it a touchback for the offense on the 20, right?
That's where I'm going, and it's the current down, so it's like, so for Cleveland's case, since the play was from the 40, they would have had first down from the 20, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I don't see why there would be an argument against that either, right?
I don't, because people are stupid. It's like, because it's a one rule in the defense's favor. I'm just like, well, okay, well, if you want to bitch about that, let's get rid of automatic first downs on 5-yard penalties on the defense when it's 3rd and 18 and you get called for illegal contact. That didn't determine you picking up a first down on 3rd and 18. Stop.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. I think that's a dumb rule as well.
So
it's just this is ruined. That's a way to, because the Cleveland was going to get right back in the game with that touchdown, and then it flipped the switch on them.
Yeah, and then
was that right before halftime or?
It was before. Yes, it was before the end of the half. It wasn't right. It was kind of right before half. Cleveland went down the field in a minute 32 and kicked that field goal with 2 seconds left. So it was inside of 2 minutes, that play. And of course, you know,
there was minute 30.
Yeah, but it's Cleveland. Bill Belichick will say, "Don't ever reach for the pylon," so you can start there. I like it's fumble touchback. So it could have been, if it was 2nd down and goal from the 4, and a running back fumbles it out of the side of the end zone, touchback, and it's 3rd and goal from the 20 now. Tough tits. I am okay if you want to make it a turnover if it goes out of the back of the end zone instead of the side. Yes. Like, if it goes out of the sides of the end zone, I know, of course, we'll get into a situation where it hits the freaking pylon in the corner of the back of the end zone, and we'll have to determine change of possession. But if you want to kind of keep it that way, and like the ball like bounces up into the end zone, and of course you can't bat it out of the back. That's an illegal bat. So, but if it goes out of the back of the end zone, I'm okay with that. It's like, okay, now you're out of the field to play. I get that one.
Right. No, I totally agree with that. I don't hate that at all, for sure.
And then you put the touchback in, and it would, I like it. It works.
Yeah, I think we just have a bad taste in our mouths for the Clemson A&M game. So,
oops.
It's ruined multiple games. Good games, for sure.
It happens a lot. Poor Derek Carr. Derek Carr, of course, tweeting it. That happened to him, infamously, late in the season. But again, so Mahomes goes down, Cleveland scores a touchdown, and it feels like, Browns are in trouble. Yeah. And then Henny throws that terrible interception in the end zone. Like, what the hell was he doing on that one? Just kind of heaved it up, and there was just a Brown safety chilling in this end zone, no receivers anywhere near. And so you're like, oh God, the Brown can Cleveland get a stop, or can Kansas City get a stop? They get a stop. Baker was really good early. He was not good late. He did not move the ball late to pick up those clutch first downs, which was, a little surprising, maybe, because it felt like he was in a rhythm. But I guess Kansas City locked down that defense a bit. And then, good God, Andy Reid's the largest of testicle fortitude below the belt on 4th and 1 to go for it. And not only go for it, throw a pass.
Oh, a pass. Oh, my God. I was watching the game. I was like, "What is he doing? What is he doing?" Because they were in shotgun, right?
Yeah, but everyone thought they weren't going to run a play. Like Romo's like, "They're not running a play here. Look at this."
Yeah, I was sitting there yelling at the TV, saying, "Why are you in shotgun?" Like in public, it's like, "Why the hell are you in shotgun?" And then he snapped the ball, and then I noticed he's not even running the ball. I was like, "What are you doing?" And then obviously you give the ball to your best player, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, whoever you want to argue who's the best player. But the nuts on Andy Reid to let Chad Henne throw the ball on 4th and 1, nuts of steel for sure.
He said, he's like, it's every down's a throwing down. I mean, it was a good draw up. You kind of walk up to the line, and like they think you're running off. It shouldn't affect the DBs though, because they're not the ones that are going to jump off. It affects you're not going to get a rush. You're going to get a clean pocket probably doing that. But they ran up early. I thought they were going to run it, and Reek just ran like a 3-step out, like, whoop, fast, catch, first down, nobody's close to me, which was bad on them. But, of course, I think the play before was even worse, though, on Cleveland. They had 3rd and 8, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17, and they let Henne run for 16, just scrambling out of the pocket. So
like, what are we doing here?
yeah, typical Cleveland. You hate to see it. They got to learn how to win. I think they're moving in the right direction. I mean, they have to be in the playoffs next year, right? They have a third place schedule.
Third place schedule. Is OBJ coming back?
Yeah, he's got. Maybe they might trade him. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah. OBJ's back. Pittsburgh.
Bad.
Frauds.
Bad. And they're in cap hell. They are in cap hell.
Ben shot. Juju Smith-Schuster's a clown. Yeah. Chase Claypool was talking shit about the Ravens today, apparently. The Ravens, too, apparently, on TikTok today. Like, dude, like...
Mike Tomlin needs to go into that receiver room and say, no more TikTok. Like, you go on TikTok, we are fining you $1,000 for every TikTok post. That's it.
Quick, easiest way to fix that is cut Juju Smith-Schuster.
He's a free agent this year. There. He's a free agent. Yeah. So they're not going to re-sign him. Yeah, I don't think they're going to re-sign him. Yeah.
Baltimore, I think the league's kind of figured him out. It's kind of like Drew Brees. Like, if you just cover short and you like dare him to throw it deep, it's kind of the same concept. You just dare him to run or dare him to pass the ball, cover him in the run lane, have a guy spy Lamar. Kind of the same thing. I think he's been figured out. Yeah, the Browns really don't have any excuses next year. I think Jarvis Landry another year with Baker, Nick Chubb another year. Kareem Hunt might be a free agent, right?
Who knows what the Kareem Hunt situation is in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I kind of lost track with all that stuff after he's cut
Sorry.
stuff. Yeah, but no, you're absolutely right. I mean, Baltimore maybe needs a receiver. You need another receiver to help out that passing game because that passing game. I mean, Hollywood Brown's your lead receiver, and he's just kind of feels like a burner, and he's a 2 exactly. So lots of issues in the AFC North, but all right. So we got Bills, we got Chiefs, 2 quarterbacks, the young men, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, and the old men in the NFC. You love to see the young guns and the old guys. I do love it. It's going to be a passing of the torch, maybe, or maybe not. But who do you like in the AFC Championship game?
Gosh. I picked Kansas City for the AFC, for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I just... You know what? Give me the Bills.
Oh, he's feeling the Bill. He's feeling the Mafia.
That hurts me a lot to say that, but
circle the wagons, ladies and gentlemen. The Buffalo Bills coming to town.
I just think they have all the momentum. They have nothing to lose. Kansas City has everything to lose. No one thought Buffalo was gonna be this good this year. Is Pat Mahomes, is he gonna play? Is he not gonna play?
He's gonna play.
Yeah. Give me the Buffalo Bills. It's gonna be a really tight game.
He's going
3.5. 3.5's a good line.
Going both road teams. I like the fortitude on that. I like the Bills too. I do think we might be sleeping on the Chiefs a little bit. They looked so dominant against the Browns. Like, the Browns could not stop them from moving the ball at all. Yeah. The Chiefs had a bunch of penalties. They overcame said penalties and then got held to 3 in certain spots. If the Chiefs can get 7s in the red zone instead of 3s, they're going to win this game, and I think they win it comfortably. Yeah. But if they can't figure out this red zone issue, Buffalo is so good in the red zone. Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over. He's got 42 touchdowns. I saw going into this week. I don't know what he did this week in the red zone. He had 42 touchdowns, no picks, and 23 rushing touchdowns in the red zone, which is absolutely insane.
That's insane.
Yes. Yeah. For 3 years in the league.
My caveat for this game, and I didn't think about it until just now, Sean McDermott did work for Andy Reid in Philadelphia. That's my caveat. Maybe Andy Reid has, a playbook. I mean, Kansas City did whoop that ass earlier in the season, if I remember correctly. He may have Sean McDermott's number defensively. Who knows? That's my only caveat to the game.
I would go maybe the other way. Maybe Sean McDermott has a book on Andy Reid's offense.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true.
This could be.
So, I don't know. It's a great championship weekend. Couldn't have picked, a better storyline for both of them. The 2 gunslingers, the 2 old guys. So one of three gunslingers in the GOAT. So.
Oh, yes, the GOAT. Yes, 3 guys with hoses. And Tom Brady, the I never lose champion. All right, so I'm excited. Everyone should be excited. Should be the best weekend of football we've had in a while. Let's kick it over to the NBA because basketball's being played, I guess, still or something like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
James, I guess the big news is James Harden, super team in Brooklyn, kind of forced his way out. Sad day. Houston
took his fat suit off.
So he still looked a little chunky wearing the blue jerseys. He looked slim because it was a black picture of a black warm up he was on. He's still a little chunky over there, but he definitely started getting in shape a lot better. But they made the move. They traded essentially the option for 8 first-round picks. They traded 4 straight up and 4 pick swaps after that. So if Brooklyn's not good in 4 years, you essentially could have 8 picks in the top 10 for Harden if you're Houston, which is I think that's worth it.
Yeah, Harden's 31, 32. Your team sucks anyways. You can kind of go the way of Oklahoma City, right? Mm-hmm. Just have a bunch of picks. Played some basketball. Kind of feels like the minor league method in baseball a little bit, but I think it's a really good move for Houston for sure. He didn't want to be there, get him out of there. We should probably touch on Deshaun.
Houston's having a tough year.
Yeah. Tough year for Houston. Bill O'Brien. DeAndre Hopkins was traded last year.
Yeah, less than a year ago. A year ago, the division round. So if I would have told you a year ago, essentially, give or take a couple days, Houston Texans up 24-0 on the Kansas City Chiefs at right before, in the second quarter, and I looked you dead in the eye and say, DeAndre Hopkins will never play another game after this. Bill O'Brien will never win another game, and Deshaun Watson will be demanded trade within the year. You would have called me an insane person.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll have what he's having.
Yeah.
So no, that is the most wild thing to me. Houston sports in general, it's blown up around them. Daryl Morey out.
The Astros got
Russell
caught.
Westbrook out. The Astros busted. It's been a year for Houston. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. Anyways, James Harden out. All your all-star, all your best players wanting out, and it's not necessarily because of the city or anything, but just the situation they're in, and
it's just wild. It's just wild.
It's wild. It's wild. It's just like that would blow my mind. Like I would. Like, if Luka wanted out, I'd be freaking out, too. Like, if Luka wanted out and Dak, well, not as much. I love Dak, but it wouldn't hurt as much as Deshaun. But just a wild calendar year for them. Crazy. Anyways.
Hopefully the Jets get him. I do think the Jets are going to make the move for Watson, which would make me a happy man on top of things.
Did you see Carolina was the betting favorite, apparently?
Oh.
And I was like, what are they going to give up?
Yeah, how many I would say Miami or the Jets. They got all the freaking picks.
Yeah, I think Miami was second. Miami makes the most sense, I think. Just
because you can
Tua
tempt with Tua
2-1s or something like that.
Yeah, you can tempt with Tua.
God, Texas would be so bad. I love Tua, and I hope he plays better because I think he's a great guy. But that would be a terrible place for him to be right now because no one wants a job either.
Yeah, it's a whole dumpster fire. They got a cult run down there by the old whispering guy in Nick Easterby over there is running a cult apparently in Houston.
Yeah,
so it's totally weird.
Joel Osteen.
Yeah,
Joel Osteen down
Jesus.
From the Houston Texans. Anyways.
Rip. Yeah. So Brooklyn made the Harden trade, and I think it was because they felt desperate. Kyrie is apparently coming back. Kyrie went off the reservation for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Who the hell knows?
He's doing his own thing.
Yeah. He's doing
burning some sage in his basement or something.
I don't know. And Riley's sent us the thing of but Kyrie's a bad person. And he's listed all the good social stuff he's been doing for people and things. I'm like, yeah, he's still a shitty teammate. Just bailed on everybody. And didn't tell anybody where he was going,
sure.
Didn't say, here. So I don't know how they're gonna work with all three of them. What's Kyrie gonna do when Harden's getting 30, Durant's going 18 of 22, and then Kyrie's got 12?
Yeah, it feels like you got 3 shooters, no facilitators, right? I'm not a big basketball guy, but it feels like you don't really have a guy who's willing to just have assists and score 10, 12 points.
And you have two
whatever.
super ball dominant players. I mean, Durant's pretty ball dominant too, but Kyrie and Harden, super ball dominant. They play zero defense. They can't get any stops, that team, whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for them. I mean, I think Nick Wright said it best. He's like, well, that's a start. The only way LeBron James has ever lost an NBA Finals, essentially, is there was 3 Hall of Famers on the opposing team. After he won a title, you have to have 3 Hall of Famers to beat him. And so now they can compete with him.
Yeah.
I was like,
honestly, I would still take the Lakers. I don't care.
I don't know. I think the Nets thing is going to blow up with those 3 guys. And I could be totally wrong. I just think,
Yeah, same. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. I just think the Lakers have a lot of dudes, a lot of veteran dudes who aren't me guys who just want to win.
The champs are the champs for a reason, and I felt like they got better. Had a bad loss last night. They blew a 14-point fourth quarter lead, but happens, to the best of us. Yeah, you got to love it. LeBron gets crucified for what he did in Miami. He wasn't the first one to play on a big 3, and literally everybody else in the league has to form super teams to try and compete. It's laughable. It's like, LeBron got AD's super team. It's like, you literally put a team together with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. Oh, wait, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. Like, what? Maybe Kevin Durant needs to stop just going places and maybe win a team on his own. Jesus.
For sure. And I've always hated the argument, too. LeBron started super teams. No, Boston Celtics did.
Yes. He's like, well, we traded for it. It's like, yeah, but did you really trade for it? It was kind of forced.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin Garnett kind of forced his way out. Ray Allen kind of was a nice little pickup for there. So it's like, yeah. I watched a whole video on, like, the LeBron Paul Pierce thing, and it was kind of wild why they hate each other. And it's like, yeah, Paul Pierce says some wild-ass shit, too, about LeBron. He's like, yeah, if I was the same age as LeBron wouldn't have won any titles. It's like, what?
You're like, yeah, okay.
Calm down,
I think
Paul.
he has overvalued how good he is. Hall of Famer for sure. But he has overvalued how good he is.
He won absolutely nothing until he got Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett took at least Minnesota, who has not been to the playoffs since the Western Conference Finals. Like, Paul Pierce would get in the second round and get bounced every year. So calm down, Paul. I do. But apparently Kyrie's coming back, so a little less get to see the whole shebang soon.
Yeah. Real quick, did you see the Tiger doc? Did you have a chance to watch that on HBO?
No.
It's the Tiger. Well, have me on next week. We'll talk about it.
Okay, watch that. With the about his mistresses, right? The whole
this whole thing, his childhood, his rise to stardom, his fall, and then his rise again from the ashes, if you will. And dude, they made it without his consent.
I heard it was very, very unfair to him and his dad. I heard they really kind of shit on his dad.
Yeah, they really go into I would say people on there defended how good of a father he was. Like, he was a good father to Tiger, but he kind of did some shitty shit with women and cheating on his his wife, and supposedly from the people who could confirm it, people who were friends with him.
Yeah.
It was really good. They talk about Tiger growing up, and I wouldn't say unfair. I would say brutally honest.
Oof.
Is how it came off to me, which is what I want in a documentary. Like, The Last Dance was cool, but it was Michael Jordan approved of everything that was said, right?
Yeah.
So
I would have liked him to defend it. At least Tiger can defend himself. Like, it was a whole Michael Jackson thing, the HBO doc, where it's like, these 2 kids, guys came out and said, he did all this horrible stuff. I'm like, well, the man's dead. Like, he really can't defend himself. At least, so Tiger can at least, defend himself through all that stuff, which is interesting. All right, I'll have to give that a watch. Anything else?
It makes me really appreciate Tiger more.
Oh, that's good.
Actually,
I do love me some Tiger.
So yeah, I used to not be a fan of Tiger growing up because that's just kind of what I was told, not from my mom and dad, from my granddad, but because all this stuff, cheating on his wife and stuff. But I realized how important he is to the game of golf. So, but yeah, give it a watch, guys. Anybody listening who hasn't watched it, and you too, Pete.
Yeah, I forgot you were just such a baby when that happened, basically.
Yeah,
the first time.
Yeah, I was like, I think 15 when he did that.
Not even. I think it was 08. It's like 08 when that shit came out. So just that.
Yeah.
I would have been like 15, 16. God.
Yeah, I was 13. Yeah.
Wow, baby. God, I forget. But anything else? Oh, Texas high school football championship this weekend. Shout out to your boys, Denton Ryan. Congrats.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they freaking put it on them this week. I was a little worried. We kind of have a little bugaboo when we get to the state championship. We,
Get a little tight.
I guess they won one in 2000. 2002
Two?
went and they won in 01, 02, went for 4 years straight. Then we went when I was a sophomore. We lost.
Went last year.
Travis lost last year.
Yep.
And then won it this year. So yeah, shout out to the boys.
Took out Cedar Park. Good for y'all. Do not like Cedar
Yeah.
Park. And then the
Yeah,
dodgeball.
those guys.
Dodgeball in the 6A
Dodgeball.
final. Wild. Dad put on his boy.
Prevailed.
Put it
Yeah.
on his boy. Kind of knew that would.
Was it close?
No, it was like 18 points. It was like 56-30 something.
Yeah.
Westlake put it on. Westlake all year looked literally unbeatable. They were beating people 62-3 pretty much every weekend in the playoffs. They didn't look.
Yeah.
And I would hope it. They're a rich white school. They get all the money in the world, even though they're a public school, and they have literally a college head coach.
Yeah. College head coach, and then it's Lake Travis. I don't even know if Lake Travis is good anymore. Are they?
Yeah, they were. They got bounced kind of early though this year, but yeah, it's how it be sometimes. But yeah, it finally ended. It was weird watching high school football in January.
So weird. Yeah. Generally it would have been done
before
month.
Christmas. Yeah, before Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah, good times. All right, I think that's gonna do it for us this week. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you all next week.